Yeah, it is. And then also like the role social media plays on your business because you're able to showcase all your artwork. Your Instagram account is very addictive. I just love scrolling through the images and it's so well curated and colorful. How has social media increased your presence in the industry and broadened your customer base?
Well, I thank you. I appreciate that. Social media is that tool that it's still, one of those tools that there's no cost to doing it. It's just putting in the work to create the content. And I'm just glad that I like taking pictures. But I think it's increased my presence to have more of a global audience. I have people follow me all over the world. I mean,
Yeah.
Which again, if that platform didn't exist, it would have been much harder to even discover me or to see my work.
Mm-hmm.
So we take it, now, especially now in the time that we're dealing with COVID-19, it's really connecting us with the world in a different way, and that we're still able to be connected, So I think in social media, I mean, in the social media as a whole, but specifically Instagram, I think it's been very good for me because I'm able to share my journey through pictures, which is something that I'm very passionate about, which is taking pictures, doing photography, and sharing, and just sharing in general. And Instagram has just been the perfect platform for me to share my story.
Yeah. And you don't just show your carpet design. I mean, you show these amazing paintings, these carvings, and it's really nice to see like the different disciplines you can work in and you can showcase in your Instagram account.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty.
Yeah.
The beauty of the platform.
In the midst of all of this, you've been able to start your Black Artists and Designers Guild. You have numbers such as Sheila Bridges, Daniel Colding. How did you go about starting the organization, and what is your vision for the guild?
Well, I started the Black Artists and Designers Guild in the fall of 2018.
Okay.
And it was a directory. It still is a directory of Black artists, makers, and designers throughout the diaspora. Majority of us are based in the U.S. We have some members in the Caribbean and Europe. And, it's really about building a community and advancing a community of creative entrepreneurs focused on the interior trade business because there was a lack of representation and also a lack of cultural representation and respect in the industry. It's been misappropriated for so many years. I wanted to have a collective that really told a different story and wrote the narrative based on our point of view and not what's been fed to us over the years of how things are mislabeled and, how it's been interpreted and, blah, blah, blah. It's funny now because of how we're all on the stay-at-home mandate that we all are forced to create virtual experiences and connect online in different ways. And it was something that I always wanted for the Guild because, again, we're an online platform. So that's how you were able to find us, go through the directory. But now, over the past 2 years, we've had quite a few events from exhibitions to, mini conferences to talks. And, of course, now we're not able to do that, but we're able to do it online, and that's what we're working towards, is creating experiences online and having a base for the organization to be the producers of these, culture experiences, which is heavily focused on art and design. And then it will really allow us to connect with the Black diaspora just by sitting in our homes, and the world could be involved in watching and participate.
That'll be awesome. I mean, I think so. It'll be more like an online platform for not just designers, but people who will like to purchase artwork. And can you tell us? Yeah. Okay. And what other experiences, like to see you walk through your design process, or would there be like an educational aspect of it?
Yeah, those are some of the things that we, as far as the educational, the visual of, seeing process and studio, learning more behind products, the making and everything. all of those things are something that we want to have. Again, it's about trying to figure out what to roll out first, because to be honest, we're a small team, and
right.
We're the members. We volunteer to do a lot of the work. I do a lot of the work, and I have different people helping bring these ideas to life. And we all have businesses to run, so
right.
you can have all these grandiose ideas, but it's about the execution. So I want us to be able to execute what we can based on who we have available to support it.
Right. That makes perfect sense. So, as a designer of color, how many challenges do you? I know you have the Black Artists and Designers Guild, but you have that part. But what challenges do you face as a designer of color?
Well, it's like, do we want to sit on the podcast for hours or?
I mean, it's kind of hard not to ask that question. I love interior design. My dad had a furniture business for many years, and when I was in elementary school, I'd pour over like Architectural Digest, and I watched HGTV all the time, and I've always loved design. Love design. But I do notice that, a lot of designers don't really look like us. I mean, I'm not a designer, but you don't see a lot of people of color on HGTV or a lot of these design shows. They're very absent, but yet, you guys are there. So how do you deal with color barrier in your work?
Well, the thing is, I think just being a Black designer, you automatically know it's like a built-in consciousness. You're going to be looked at differently. You're going to be questioned. If you do this, especially relating to your culture, or to the culture, I should say, you possibly may be questioned. So those are all given. But to put all that aside, I think for me as a Black designer, I'm very proud of my heritage. I have a lot of confidence. And what I don't know, I'm not afraid to say I don't know. So I have I'm very focused on the work that I'm doing, and I understand the purpose of it. So whatever challenges that I'm going to have, from the outside world, I'm not going to allow it to steer me off track. You understand? Because I already know it's going to be a challenge. Okay, but that's a given. We live in America, so
yeah, that's true.
It's a given. Okay, let's be real. But because I'm going to control what I can control, and I can control the narrative behind my work, and that's what I'm going to control. And however you want to perceive it, how you want to accept it, how you experience it, how it affects you, whether it moves you or doesn't move you, that's all personal. And I can't control that. My focus is creating the work that matters, telling the stories of not only of our ancestors, but the present Black experience. And so right now I'm using clay to do that, and that's what matters to me.
That's awesome. Thank you. And thank you for your work.
Thank you.
And including that narrative, also the Afro-Caribbean narrative that you bring to, I appreciate that as well. Thank you so much. And I got a chance to look at your Brooklyn brownstone via Afro Chic and the cut. Yes. I love it. And you talk about how you designed your home with turquoise and lavender. What was that process of gutting and renovating your home?
Oh, boy, I tell you. If I knew what I knew now, I don't know if I'd be doing that now. But it's a process. It was a process. And like I said, this is 12 years ago, the renovation happened, and I didn't know what I know now. And it was, I've never experienced that before. It took every dime that I had from my bank account. And, I'm glad I went through it. And I'm still interested. I'm still interested in going through the process, but I know what I will do and not do this second time around. But I think what it is with renovation that people are naive to is the time that it requires and the money. Those are two major things. And, we can't look at TV and think, oh, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to have it done in an hour, just like these shows show you.
Right.
No, we got to switch to now. If I hear, oh, it's going to take 2 years or a year, I'm like, okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Instead of, oh, it's going to be done in 2 weeks. This is not the truth.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. I think the design shows have given people a false image of a false reflection of what it really takes to get your home completely redesigned and how much money I mean, you could get it done, but it's going to cost you.
Yeah, and it is, and it's still, for me, it's still not done. It's still a work in progress, but I think that's what homes are. They're constantly evolving because you, as a person, evolve, so your space needs to reflect the change in your life.
Yeah.
And, you have to live in a space for a little while to really see what you need.
That's true.
I'm just starting to see, okay, I need more storage. So how's that going to happen? I mean, there are options, but the idea is, you want to be able to bring the things in your space that allow you to function the way your life functions, because everybody's is different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my dad, he's 81 years old, and the joke in our family is that he's never done designing the home. I remember every time I came to visit, they're redoing the kitchen, the living room, and you're what? There's he's never done. But I think that comes with a home. You're just never done, and especially if you are a designer like yourself, I'm sure you're never done.
No. Exactly.
Yeah. But we are going into the rapid fire questions, and this is just the time when all of our listeners get to know a little bit about you. And these are really light questions, but just to know a little bit more about you as a person. So let's begin. So the first question is, I know you travel a lot based on your Instagram posts and, all your artist residences that you go to. Where is your favorite country at this point?
Oh, favorite country? Oh, gosh. Listen, I don't like to narrow to one. I got regions. So, of course, the Caribbean and West Africa. Those are my regions right now. Those are my spots.
That's fair. All right. All right. What would you consider to be your superpower?
My superpower, I was going to say, it's not creative. That's a given. I think my superpower is being a connector.
Nice.
I'm able to connect people. Mm-hmm.
All right. So what surprised you the most about being an entrepreneur?
I'm sorry, you said what was the what? Say that again,
What surprised you the most about being an entrepreneur?
Oh, surprise me. Oh, my gosh. The amount of work is involved, and you just need money, money, money all the freaking time.
That is true. And what is your favorite business book?
Ooh, gosh. Well, can I be honest? It's been a while since I read a business book, but I do listen. Okay. I listen to podcasts, and I like to read. So Seth Godin, the famous marketer, I really enjoy his podcast, Akimbo.
Awesome. Okay. What's the name of his podcast again? I forget. I'll look it up.
Akimbo.
Okay. All right. And if you had a choice of someone to spend an afternoon with on a veranda, who would it be?
Gosh, I have a few husbands in my head, but do I have to choose one?
You can tell us three of them.
I'm just it just gotta be there. Jaima and Hansu and Morris Chestnut. Can I just have all three of them there?
And Aegis has a Corona, I hear.
Yeah, but I think he's recovered by now. I think he's recovered.
Okay. Okay, so he could be on your veranda then. Okay. Social distancing, but all right. You talk about your goal to build a home in the Caribbean. Which islands have made the list? I know you're talking about the regions, but have you decided on which island it will be?
Haven't decided, but you asked about a list. Jamaica, Barbados, Grenada.
Nice. Okay. And the last question